June 30th, 2013. A hotshot crew holds the line against a wildfire in central Arizona. Then the wind shifts. In minutes, a wall of flame reverses course and overruns their position. 19 firefighters never walk out. It's the deadliest day for American wildland firefighters in 8 decades. And what killed them wasn't the fire itself. It was the one thing every crew on every fire line fears most. Entrapment is the ultimate threat, but it is rarely the result of a single failure. It is the end product of an unstable system where weather, slope, and fuel interact without warning. On a steep mountain face, fire draws air upward, accelerating uphill faster than a human can run. Before a crew even reaches the active line, the physical environment takes a toll. Extreme heat and heavy smoke containing carbon monoxide strain the respiratory system, while carrying 40-pound packs over miles of rugged ground causes physical exhaustion. This fatigue slows reaction times and clouds judgment just when conditions demand absolute focus. The terrain itself restricts movement, limits visibility, and compromises vital radio communication. To survive these shifting variables, wildland firefighting relies on a structured safety doctrine. Developed in 1957, the 10 standard firefighting orders require crews to know what the fire is doing at all times. This doctrine was refined in 1991 with the creation of the LCES system: lookouts, communications, escape routes, and safety zones. Under these guidelines, crews must establish a dedicated lookout, maintain constant radio contact, and clear at least 2 escape routes leading to a safe zone. When the wind shifts, adherence to this system is the only defense against a moving front. At the start of an assignment, a wildland firefighter enters a highly regulated cycle of physical labor. Under interagency guidelines, operations run on a strict 2-to-1 work-to-rest ratio. For every 2 hours of labor or travel, crews must receive 1 hour of rest, resulting in a standard 16-hour shift limit under normal conditions. This exhausting routine often continues for 14 consecutive days, a schedule known as a hard roll, before firefighters are granted mandatory time off. During these long shifts, the work is defined by constant movement. Firefighters carry fire line packs weighing between 30 and 50 pounds, containing water, tools, rations, and emergency shelters. With this weight, crews routinely hike 12 to 16 miles a day across steep slopes, clearing brush and digging dirt to establish mineral soil hand lines. When they are not constructing these barriers to halt an advancing fire, they manage fuel loads through prescribed fire operations, applying low-intensity fire to clear dry underbrush before a wildfire can reach it. When the shift ends, the labor does not truly stop. Crews return to remote fire camps, which serve as temporary homes for weeks at a time. In these isolated outposts, firefighters sleep in tents, eat group meals, and maintain their tools under the constant possibility of the next dispatch. This daily cycle of walking, carrying, digging, and sleeping in the dirt makes the broader emergency response possible, transforming a high-stakes crisis into a test of raw endurance. The broad effort of wildland fire suppression is divided among distinct, highly specialized roles, each carrying specific operational risks and tactical mandates. At the core of ground operations are interagency hotshot crews. These elite 20-person teams specialize in direct fire line construction, utilizing hand tools to clear vegetation and establish containment barriers during sustained, multi-day deployments in rugged terrain. When fires ignite in inaccessible wilderness, airborne forces deploy. Smokejumpers are parachute-delivered initial attack specialists. To qualify for this role, candidates must complete rigorous physical screening, including a 1.5-mile run in under 11 minutes, 7 pull-ups, 45 sit-ups, 25 push-ups, and a pack test carrying 115 pounds at high altitude. Helitack teams provide rapid insertion via helicopter, operating at the intersection of aviation hazards and steep terrain to drop water, transport cargo, and secure initial containment lines. For protecting communities along the wildland-urban interface, engine crews provide mobile suppression, operating heavy vehicles designed for structural protection, hose lays, and logistical support. These operational divisions vary by geography. While the United States maintains a large smokejumper program, Canada manages specialized provincial crews coordinated through national agreements. In contrast, Australian and Mediterranean European agencies rely almost exclusively on ground crews and helitack operations, bypassing the parachute drop model entirely to match their regional fuels and terrain access. The nature of the danger shifts dramatically depending on how these crews reach the fire line and the terrain they must cross. Whether descending from a transport plane, rappelling from a hovering helicopter, or driving heavy equipment down narrow mountain roads, each division faces a distinct set of operational vulnerabilities before they ever deploy their tools against the flame. The physical hazards of wildland firefighting are recorded in agency databases that track decades of operational outcomes. The National Wildfire Coordinating Group documented 62 on-duty wildland firefighter fatalities in the United States between 2007 and 2016. According to this record, loss of life is rarely attributed to a single cause. Vehicle and aircraft accidents, entrapment, and medical events represent the leading hazards. This systemic danger extends past United States borders. Historical data from Canada reveals 165 wildland fire deaths between 1941 and 2010. Within that 70-year span, aviation accidents accounted for 45% of the losses, followed by entrapment and other causes. These historical patterns remain visible in modern seasons. During the 2019 to 2020 Black Summer bushfires in Australia, 9 firefighters lost their lives, while Canada's record-breaking 2023 season resulted in 8 line-of-duty firefighter deaths. Apart from these fatal events, the daily physical toll on the human body is recorded through non-fatal injury metrics. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention classifies wildland injuries into several categories. Day-to-day operations result in a steady count of burns, fractures, sprains, heat-related illnesses, and environmental poisoning. The retrieved sources do not collapse wildland injuries into a single annual rate, reflecting the highly variable conditions and diverse roles across the workforce. The numbers confirm that the danger is systemic, persistent, and represents a human cost paid by those on the line. In the United States, a federal wildland firefighter starting at the GW04 level earns a base rate of $23.20 per hour, though active fire assignments trigger incident day pay structures that increase daily earnings. A permanent federal pay raise enacted in 2025 helped stabilize these wages. Across the border, Canadian seasonal contracts typically range from $30,000 to $45,000 Canadian dollars, while Australian seasonal base pay sits between $30,000 and $35,000 Australian dollars, supplemented by local allowances. Yet the financial return rarely balances the cumulative physical toll. Months of breathing heavy smoke cause chronic bronchitis, coughing, and measurable loss of lung function. The mental strain is equally severe, with depression and anxiety rates running 2 to 3 times higher than the general public. Firefighters return season after season, driven not by wealth but by a shared team culture, a quiet sense of duty, and a strong commitment to the forests they protect. The environment surrounding wildland firefighting is undergoing a permanent shift. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change connects rising temperatures to more frequent, extreme fire weather, and recent data shows that extreme wildfires have doubled over the last 2 decades. To meet this growth, agencies across North America, Europe, and Australia are adapting their tactics. Fire managers now rely on satellite monitoring, unmanned aerial vehicles, and predictive models to track active fronts. While mitigation work like prescribed burning reduces fuel loads beforehand, these tools only assist the response. The primary physical burden remains with the crews on the ground, facing longer seasons under a changing sky. As fire seasons expand into year-round crises, the line between wilderness and civilization continues to blur. These crews face an increasingly volatile future, risking everything on a warming planet. Their battle is no longer seasonal, it is a permanent frontier. Consider subscribing for more stories.